Pharaohs built pyramids. Steve Jobs built Apple. Who truly did the work? Imagine Steve Jobs, the iconic co-founder of Apple, celebrated for innovations that shaped our world. Like the pharaohs of ancient Egypt, whose towering pyramids were built by countless unseen hands. But what compels great leaders to claim credit for collective achievements? Is this brilliance or exploitation? And can taking credit for others' work be the ultimate key to power? Steve Jobs' legacy is intertwined with innovation, but also with the brilliance of those he surrounded himself with. While he is celebrated for the iPhone, iPad, and countless other technological breakthroughs, these innovations were often the result of collective effort within Apple's team. Jobs' genius was not just in envisioning the future of technology, but in curating talent, pushing boundaries, and presenting innovations in a way that captured the public's imagination. His name became a brand, a symbol of innovation, even when the actual work was often a team effort. This principle, explored in Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. This law reveals a central aspect of power dynamics, the ability to leverage the efforts of others while positioning oneself as the ultimate beneficiary. Rather than being about sheer exploitation, this law speaks to the art of efficient delegation. Leaders who master this principle can focus on the overarching strategy while their teams handle the execution. This approach allows leaders to appear as the visionary driving the results, while the true work remains in the hands of others. Consider the construction of the Great Pyramids of Egypt. Pharaohs took credit for these monumental structures, but it was the labor of thousands of workers, engineers, and architects that brought these marvels to life. The pharaoh's role was symbolic, a figurehead who embodied the glory of these achievements, even if the sweat and ingenuity came from others. The laborers and workers, despite their essential role, were often invisible in the narrative, their contributions undervalued or forgotten. This reflects a recurring theme in human societies, the elevation of figures who symbolize power and achievement, often at the expense of those who actually make the achievements possible. In both ancient Egypt and the corporate world, society tends to celebrate the visible leader, the pharaoh or the CEO, while downplaying the collective effort that supports them. This focus on the individual figurehead perpetuates a narrative where the recognition and glory are directed toward one person, reinforcing social hierarchies and the importance of maintaining a compelling public image. This law plays into the self-serving bias, where individuals naturally attribute success to themselves and failures to external factors. Leaders who embrace this principle can build a narrative of success that strengthens their personal brand, feeding their ego and reinforcing their authority. In this context, recognition becomes less about fairness and more about perception, a tool for solidifying one's power in a competitive world. People are wired to want credit, and this principle takes advantage of that desire by ensuring the figurehead always reaps the rewards. This law raises ethical concerns, especially through Kantian ethics. Immanuel Kant argued that individuals should act according to principles that could be universally applied, treating others as ends in themselves, not merely as means to an end. Taking full credit for others' work violates this principle, as it disrespects the contributions of those involved. According to Kant, such behavior is morally wrong because it fails to acknowledge the inherent worth of individuals and their contributions, focusing instead on self-interest and manipulation. This principle has significant implications for business leaders. The most successful figures in the corporate world often thrive by creating an environment where the talent of their employees is maximized, but the recognition is directed toward the leader. This approach not only increases efficiency, but also allows leaders to take advantage of the work being done without expending excessive personal resources. For example, Jobs' role in Apple was not just about innovation, but also about creating the right environment for his team to flourish. By taking credit for Apple's successes, he was able to maintain a high public profile and secure the financial rewards that came with it, further fueling his company's growth. In reflecting on the legacies of figures like Steve Jobs and the pharaohs of ancient Egypt, we see a common thread: the ability to take credit for monumental achievements even when those achievements were the result of a collective effort. Jobs, with his visionary leadership at Apple, and the Pharaohs, with their symbolic roles in the construction of the pyramids, both understood the power of perception. They mastered the art of being the face of success, while the true work was carried out by those behind the scenes. This dynamic is a reminder of how society often elevates individuals to the status of icons, simplifying the complex realities of achievement into a singular narrative. Whether in the world of modern business or ancient empires, the figurehead is often glorified, while the real labor and ingenuity of others fade into the background. But in both cases, these individuals were not just opportunists. They were strategic leaders who knew that, in the game of power, the credit can be as valuable as the work itself. As we consider the ethical implications of this principle, we are forced to question our values around fairness, recognition, and leadership. Is it right to take full credit for the efforts of others? Is this behavior a reflection of the harsh realities of leadership, where perception trumps reality? Or should we reconsider how we define true innovation and what role delegation and teamwork play in the success of a visionary? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you're not subscribing to the Usafi channel, you're probably never going to see us again. But if you are, then congratulations, you're growing every day.